going to be a pilot for any goddamn buddy but myself. So I went down and spent my 40 grand, came home, you know, had 200 grand and did it again and came back and just kept doing it by myself. Because when I went to Colombia the first time with somebody flying for them, I met all the ground people.
Oh, now you got to know everybody.
Oh yeah, I ain't no dumbass. So when I went back there, I didn't have an invitation, I just landed. Dangerous. Yeah, but somebody recognized me and welcomed me and it was on, you know. Like,
right.
You know, hey Jose, can I get, yeah, come on down, okay. So it was like, I mean, yeah. So when it was time to go, I'd find another airplane and just kind of go. Or use the same one until I couldn't. So crash, burn, something.
Huh. I remember you telling me when you were flying back, you'd be right above you're flying along the water.
Oh yeah, sometimes. When they put the dirigibles down there, we'd come up under the dirigibles just to avoid the detection. I mean, so it was like, what the fuck? You had to be pretty low. And as I said, one day in particular, fog, skimming the surface, heading into Miami, saw something moving off the port side, and goddamn, the clouds cleared, and it was a gray ship, military ship, and all you could see was the wall of, I mean, I was way down on the hull of the ship. Yeah, and then later, I started looking at the ships in the harbor in Miami, you know, just driving around looking at, and you'd see these splattered burn marks on the side of them.
Or planes that hit them.
You know, and the pilot's up in the wheelhouse of the boat going, "What? You feel something, Fred? I might have hit one of them damn whales." I mean, I'm just saying.
A Cessna probably going up against her.
Whatever.
Blow it right.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
And then they were using drones years and years ago. People don't realize it. I mean, they had drones taken off from this one oil platform off the coast of Tampa that they'd fly all around. They had drones out of Miami too. I mean big drones, as big as a Cessna. I mean, that's how big these drones were. So for drug interdiction. And one day I had one show up out of nowheres off my wing. I said, yeah, motherfucker. So I know it was being flown by a coastie or somebody, you know, customs, whoever.
Right.
I said, God damn. I started lowering, going down to the surface. Started dipping down my plane, just gently taking it down. Nothing radical. Just, sure enough, he was staying right with me. He was bringing the drone down right with me, right? I got about 20 feet off that fucking water, and I went, hit his fucking wing. He went, boop, wing into the water, and down he went. I was, there you cocksuckers. I said, try that shit with Rick. That ain't working. Send another one, motherfucker. Yeah, I just went, lifted my wing, and it tipped him enough where his other wing hit the fucking water.
Huh.
So there you go, boy. Learn how to fly that thing.
Yeah.
Come to find out they were like $2 million for one of them things. Yeah, wow. I felt kind of bad.
Felt kind of bad.
Not really. No, sure didn't.
Wow.
I just got carried away with it. It was a real adventure. It was like an everyday adventure. I mean, after a while, the money meant nothing.
But it was an adrenaline.
Right. But and my partner, sometimes we'd come back after selling our smuggled goods, and it's your turn to get the money out of the trunk. Nah, fuck that. I did it last time, man. It's your turn to get the money. I mean, that's how it got. It was like a cumbersome thing to get the money. I mean, and then they came out with these high-speed counting machines in Germany. We had them before the banks had them. Put stack in there, kick out the counterfeits. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, we had it going on at one time.
Wow.
Well, the money was just immense. I mean, just scads of it, just stupid amounts, you know. I mean,
who was the president at that time? Was that Bush?
Dick Nixon.
Nixon?
Well, way back then, bro. Nixon and then
Johnson.
And
I remember my buddy Nikolai telling me that he saw the CIA and the DEA stuffing body bags full of drugs and stuff into the planes.
Always,
and
in those days.
And he saw it personally with his own eyes. They're stuffing full of drugs in a body bag.
Here's one for you, Todd. I was told in Iraq one day that if I didn't go, get this, pick up something in Mexico, I wasn't going to get a paycheck that month by a government agency. And a CIA jet had crashed in the Yucatan full of cocaine. And the Mexican government had agreed to give back half of the cocaine. I had to fly down there and pick the cocaine up and flew it back to Homestead and dropped the plane and everything and walked away. Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, look. Hey. You think I'm making this shit up? No, like this, huh? Yeah, we'll just do this, just for kidding. So slow. CIA plane crashes in Yucatan full of cocaine. I'm sure it'll be something. Oh, CIA torture jet wrecks with 4 tons of cocaine. This was in December 12th, 2007. Isn't that something? So I didn't make that up. I'm just saying.
Right.
You know, pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so we had to go fly that to the States. And some of those packages had the Star of David on them, like Jerusalem, like they were
Mossad.
yeah. And that's something. How deep it got, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so I got to go down there and experience that. That was in 2007. Pretty cool, huh?
A Gulfstream jet that crash-landed in Mexico in late September bearing a load of nearly 4 tons of cocaine was used by the CIA for trips between the U.S. and Guantanamo Bay. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I speak as a retired international covert operative for the Drug Enforcement Administration. What we're uncovering here through the hard and courageous work of journalist Bill Conroy is something nobody, Central Intelligence, FBI, they don't want this out there. They don't want anybody taking under the rugs that Mark is talking about this plane crash carrying 4 tons of cocaine. Any kind of corruption you could imagine occurs. And when you talk about 4 tons of cocaine coming into the United States with the involvement of a man who worked as a pilot for CIA, DEA, and FBI, who was obviously somebody who was a shaker and a mover. His jet crashed in late September of this year in the Yucatan. It had about 4 tons of coke on it, and it flew out of Fort Lauderdale to Mexico, and from Mexico to Colombia. Rio Negro, Colombia is where it took off from, which is just outside of Medellin. And it obviously picked up the coke in Colombia and was headed back toward our neck of the woods. Yeah, and that's the route. Right. It was gonna land at an airport, again in the Yucatan. Probably, from what I've been able to gather, loaded down with that much cocaine and had to refuel. Yeah, exactly. As they said, someone didn't grease the deal right. In the airport they were going to land at, there was a ship change, and they wouldn't let them land. So they went to another airport, tried to land, they couldn't land there, and they basically got stranded in the air, ran out of fuel, and had to ditch it. And that's how they got caught. So it was a deal that went bad, apparently. What's come out on it so far is the jet that they were flying, we got the FAA records on it, and the Europeans have been looking into the rendition flights that the CIA agency was running for Guantanamo, and these tail numbers on this jet that crashed show up in some of their research as being used, this jet being used for at least 3 flights to Guantanamo between 03 and 05.
Well, so
Wow.
that's the world I lived in.